Now, what you
and
said to me
others
is
killed.
very important because in Mexico, we're facing some very, very difficult problems.
Yeah,
And you said the people realized that only God could
yeah,
fix their problems.
yeah.
And so, what did they begin to do?
People began to call on God, to to pray and seek God for a divine intervention, believing for God is a divine intervention. And we think out of that prayers, because people honestly prayed. They were in the hills, they were in the mountains, they were they would sleep on the rivers in down, praying from there, because if they find them praying in the houses, they will be killed, and they were feared to be found praying, so they were in the forest praying. They would in the night, daytime. So those the remnants who were not put in prison or killed, they would go to hide and pray, and they were forced to pray because a lot of bishops and other key Christian leaders were killed. Bishop Luum was one of them. Festo Kivengere, who was one of the carriers of the East African revival, was forced into exile, and so all other, if they were not forced out of the country to run for their lives,
Right.
they would either be killed or put in prison. And so others, the Christians, would go to hide to pray because there was no any other way.
Then, what was the next thing that happened?
Yeah, the next thing which happened is God turned the events around, and somehow the deliverance came from the dictatorship of Idi Amin. The Tanzanian people got concerned, and internationally the whole world began to get concerned. Everybody began to feel what was happening, and so people supported the Tanzanian who came to bring liberation to us. So the Tanzanian army and government during the time of Nyerere supported a lot a liberation war which came and overthrew Idi Amin. And out of that, after that, because the people had suffered so badly, no food, no clothing, no what, no education, and everything was broken down complete. So people were to pray, to continued in earnest prayer during the time after the takeover. And the churches, when they got a chance to pray, this time they really maximized it, because they had been closed. The churches were literally closed, shut literally with the locks, and not allowed to operate. So when once the chance came for people to pray, they really prayed. So when people have got liberty and freedom, they don't know what it means. But it's
What year was it that Idi Amin was overthrown?
It was 1989.
1989.
Yeah.
And so literally in 21 years,
Yeah.
the nation has totally recovered.
The nation has totally recovered, and it's a great restoration which is taking place, and spiritually, socially, economically, I think every area really the nation has recovered. It's been able to spearhead a lot of other political moves to the neighboring countries to help. Uganda has helped Rwanda to stabilize after the genocide. Uganda has helped Congo after the dictatorship of Mobutu. So Uganda, God has used now Uganda and that region to really
be a blessing.
To be a blessing. Yeah,
Fantastic.
so many neighboring countries they are looking at Uganda.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing that with us.
Thank you.
And this is really important because many of you who are watching this are from Mexico or speak Spanish or understand that we're in Mexico. And here in less than 21 years, God took a nation that was ruined in every way. And now, using loose statistics, it's about 80% Christian in the sense if you count all the denominations and everything. And that's still a wonderful thing. So God is moving for us and moving in Mexico. One of the things that he said was very important was the people realized that they had to cry out to God. So we just encourage you to participate in the prayer movements of the nation. Oremos por México, and one nation, one prayer, una nación, una oración, una nación. these different ones that are happening around the nation, this is our opportunity to cry out to God. And this is a wonderful example that we have before us here that Utilio is telling us about Uganda. Thank you for being with us. I'm Richard Hayes, and this is richardhayes.com. I answer all the communications that come to me here, and I answer every email I get at cci-world.org. Communicate with me. Let me know how you're enjoying this. Bless you.